You are feeling overwhelmed by negative thoughts and emotions. We are experiencing another influx of high potency energies. And when that happens, we have a tendency to ruminate. Our thoughts get louder, they get bigger, they get stronger, they feel more frustrating. They even feel, there's a part of you that just feels so angry that you have to hear them, that you have to feel them, that you have to deal with them. And this is all very normal. It's normal for what we're experiencing. So let me give you some idea of exactly what it is you're experiencing and why. Your negative thoughts and feelings are coming up louder right now because they are trying to leave. So why don't they just leave? We have to acknowledge those feelings first in order for them to feel seen. We have to listen to what those voices say to us in order for them to feel heard. And you have to understand that your negative thoughts and feelings are trying to help you. They are a childhood coping mechanism that you developed to try and protect yourself from people and circumstances in your life that were upsetting, and situations where you felt like you had to be on guard. We all had these situations, no matter how good your upbringing was or how great your parents were. We all have these coping mechanisms because there's always somebody, whether it's a teacher or, a kid in class, somebody at some point made you feel unsafe. So you have these, we call them negative thoughts and feelings, but really what they are is protective thoughts and feelings. They're defensive thoughts and feelings. Well, I didn't like you anyway. You're just a jerk anyway. Those kinds of things. Not only those, but the voice of the people that criticized us lives in our head. Whether that was parents, teachers, authority figures, kids at school. So all of those things just kind of live inside of us and create this negative inner voice where we're constantly criticizing ourselves and beating ourselves up and even beating up other people inside of us. You can hear yourself sometimes criticizing other people or saying negative things about them, judging people. Again, it's all normal stuff, but it doesn't feel good when you're doing it. It's happening a lot more now. It feels much heavier now because we are at another shift point, another point in time where all of that stuff has to come up. It's being pushed from the bottom and pushed up and out so that we can't ignore it anyway. We can't ignore it at all. It was never meant to be ignored. We are meant to get to this point so that we can see how we're treating ourselves and other people. And instead of criticizing ourselves for it or hating ourselves for it or beating ourselves up for it, we have to integrate it. So integration is important because when we judge those parts of us that are criticizing ourselves and other people, we push them away from us, and it creates this separate self. And we need to integrate that self that we rejected back into ourselves. We have to become one. And that's what we're doing right now. That's the process that we're going through right now. We're integrating the shadow. And the shadow self is, again, all the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, behaviors that we don't like about ourselves, our personality characteristics that we don't like or are even ashamed of. And again, that's because other people made us feel ashamed of certain things about us and certain aspects of our personality. So, as these things come up and as they get louder, I keep coming on here to remind you that, number one, it's normal. Number two, yeah, it sucks. It doesn't feel good. Number three, there is a way that you can help yourself. And that is by noticing when it's happening. Acknowledging when it's happening. When I hear myself saying terrible things to myself or terrible things about other people, I just use the word ouch. Because that reminds me that it's a painful thought or feeling. So acknowledging it, noticing the pain when it's happening, and then, as always, giving yourself compassion. You're a human being going through a really difficult time, an evolutionary time, and you're going to get through it. But you have to give yourself some patience. You have to give yourself some compassion. You have to give yourself some grace. And you have to extend that compassion, patience, and grace to other people. Because nobody is exempt from this. We all have to go through it, whether it's now or the next cycle of this, because the cycles never end. And eventually we all have to come face to face with this. And that's a good thing. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something to dread. It's something to be celebrated. Because as difficult as it is, we are in an unprecedented moment where we are able to not only free ourselves from what we call the human condition of mental and emotional misery, but we can help each other get free too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.